Okay, last week we were learning the dinam of candle lighting, of lichtbenchen, and we were learning whose obligation it is, and when you're supposed to light the candles. So we discussed that really there's different times in halacha, different customs really, it's customs, not halacha. How long you light, how long before Shabbos. In America usually it's accepted as 18 minutes, Yerushalayim is 40 minutes, other places are 24 minutes, different customs, it really doesn't, as long as it's done before Shkia, that's the main thing. We learned what happens if a person was rushed, and because of that they didn't do it until after Shkia. Now they're not allowed to light the candles, so in Shulchan Aruch it says you can call in a guy between Shkia and Tzeisek Kachavim, which is Bein Hashmashis, which is the twilight zone. You're allowed to call in a guy. The guy lights one candle, because that's the mitzvah of Shabbos candles, is one candle. And then you make the bracha, and that's it. That's what you're allowed to do. Now, some people have a minhag of lighting 10 candles. Some people have 7 candles. But the accepted minhag in the world is you light 2 candles. Why do you light 2 candles at least? Then many people add more for each child. They add more. By the way, once you start lighting a certain amount, you can't go backwards. Let's say for whatever reason it is, I mean, even God forbid, let's say a married couple lights 2 candles, then she gets divorced, you still light 2. I mean, you don't go back even if they passed away, whatever. You don't go less. You can go up, don't go more. If a woman forgot to light Shabbos candles, not she was in the hospital having a baby, I mean, if it was negligent that she forgot, so in Shulchan Aruch it says you have to add another candle from now on. Every time you light candles, you have to light another candle to remind you of being more meticulous and more careful in the lighting of the candles. Now, why do we light 2 candles? So there's a lot of interesting reasons. One is because it says Zachar and Shamar, Zachar v'Shamar v'Dibur Echad, so you light 2 candles, one for Zachar and Shamar. What other people say, one for the male, one for the female. So it's 2 candles in the house. Other people say that that ner, the word ner, candle, equals 250. Nun reish is 250. Now the Gemara says a man has ramachi vadim, 248 limbs, and a woman, different opinions in the Gemara, but they say a woman has reish nun beis, 252. So 248 and 252 equals 500. So when you have ner is 250. When you light 2, it's connecting all the limbs of the man and the woman together. Okay, now, you have to make, now how long should the candles be? So the candle, you could learn that one of the reasons for Shabbos candle, besides they shouldn't fall and trip and you just see where you're going, one of the reasons for Shabbos candles is you should enjoy the food. So there are opinions that hold it really should burn until the end of the meal. It should be long enough to last until the end of the meal. Other opinions say, yes, that's the best, but as long as it lasts for Kiddush. Because Kiddush, you're supposed to look at the candles, as will be discussed in a few minutes. So you have to have at least for time of Kiddush. Ideally, the candles should be burning for the entire meal. Now, you're supposed to have light, very meticulous in nice candles. People have silver candle holders. You should be mahadid in the mitzvah. Now, the Gemara says, Ravona says, Arogel b'ner Shabbos, the Gemara in Shabbos, in the Chanukah story, Arogel b'ner Shabbos, if a person is meticulous in Shabbos candle lighting, it should be nice candles, so then you have children that are Talmidei Chachamim. Why? Because it says, Ner mitzvah v'Torah. If you're meticulous in Ner mitzvah, then you'll have Torah, you'll have the children that Talmidei Chachamim. Other places that say sons Talmidei Chachamim, sons-in-law Talmidei Chachamim, all that is part of the bracha. It's interesting, when the Rebbe came out that the girls from the age of 3 should also begin lighting Shabbos candles with the bracha. So the Rebbe said a lot of reasons. First, there's more darkness in the world, so you need to bring in more light. And then the Rebbe quoted a lot of sources in halacha and minhagim that years ago in Europe, the girls did ben shlicht. In a lot of in Brisk, in the Hasidic houses, the minhag was that the girls lit candles. Now, why did they stop? So, in those days, there was a lot of poverty. So the people were very poor. In fact, the Gemara talks about you have enough money for candles or kiddush. I mean, you're talking about that level of poverty. So the mothers barely had enough money to buy candles for herself, who was a chiyuv to do it. So therefore, they stopped doing it because they physically didn't have enough money to buy candles, and they had big families where they light candles for the girls. And then the Rebbe, so the Rebbe wanted girls from the age of 3 should light Shabbos and Yom Tov candles. But then the Rebbe said another thing, that the Gemara says, if a mother's meticulous in lighting candles, she merits to have sons-in-law, Talmidei Chachamim. So the Rebbe said years ago, who made the shidduch? The parents. So if the mother was meticulous in lighting candles, so then she merited to have sons and sons-in-law, Talmidei Chachamim. But the Rebbe said nowadays, for better or for worse, remember when he said, for better in Yiddish, for better or for worse, a lot of people make their own shidduchim. So if a girl wants to get a merit to have a good shidduch, she should light candles herself, because it's not the mother making the shidduch anymore, the girl's making the shidduch. So if she wants a skula to have proper husbands, the girls should ben shlich themselves. Okay. It's also proper in halacha, by the way, that says, this is Vaad Rabbonim, and the Rebbe emphasized this many times, women, before they light Shabbos candles, should give money to tzedakah. It's Vaad Rabbonim, even kids, it says, Tev shetitim became eite prutas l'tzedakah. And generally speaking, the time of candle lighting for a woman is a very auspicious time. She should daven. If she doesn't have children, it's appropriate time to daven for children, for shidduchim, for parnas. I mean, it's a very auspicious time for women to make, when they ben shlich, they do all these tefillas. Now also in halacha, a woman, if she davens mincha, but ideally she should, but she should daven mincha before candle lighting. Because once she lights candles, then it becomes Shabbos for her. And then the Shabbos, how can you daven a Friday mincha if by you it's already Shabbos? But if she wants, she can make a condition, if she's running late, that she's not accepting Shabbos as far as davening mincha is concerned, and she could daven mincha afterwards. Now, according to halacha, the best thing to use is olive oil for Shabbos candles. But some oils are not kosher for Shabbos. But it's interesting. Today, in fact, many women are makbid to use shemen zayis for lich pension. But the Rebbe writes, and we know this for a fact, in Bais Din the Rebbeim did not use oil. The Rebbitzins all lit with regular candles. They didn't light with oil. So the pearl in Chabad, because, there are a lot of women, Chabad women, that also use olive oil for candle lighting, but I'm saying just officially the minhag is that we don't, not that we dafka don't, that we not particular to use olive oil for candle lighting. Okay, now the next thing is like this. There's in halacha, the Gemara learns out in Sachim from a pasuk that you have to make a bracha before you do the mitzvah, right? Before you put on tefillin, you make the bracha, not after. Before you put on the talis, you make a bracha. Before you do lulav and esrog, you do the bracha. Before shofar, you do the bracha. One of the reasons logically is because once you did the mitzvah already, you put lulav and esrog together, you already did the mitzvah. Then how can you make a bracha? You already did the mitzvah, so you're not obligated anymore to do the mitzvah. You already did it. So therefore, normally the halacha is you have to do a bracha before the mitzvah. We'll learn when we get to sukkah. We'll see that if somebody started eating in the sukkah without a bracha, as long as you're still sitting in the sukkah, you can make a bracha because you're still doing the mitzvah. You're in the middle of the mitzvah. Okay, so now the exception is, one of the exceptions, there's 3 exceptions to this. Mikveh, washing your hands for bread, and candle lighting. So let's talk about candle lighting. The din is, if a woman makes a bracha, La'ad Kneshel Shabbos or La'ad Kneshel Shabbos Kodesh, she halachically accepts Shabbos. So if she's going to make a bracha before she lights the candles, so then the problem is, she makes a bracha on Shabbos. If Shabbos, she can't light the candle. You're not allowed to light a candle on Shabbos. So what do? So the minig is, universally in halacha, what is the minig? The woman lights the candle before. And then after all the candles are lit, she, as you know, the minig is they cover their eyes. Okay, some people do it 3 times, whatever the different customs of it. The woman covers the eyes, and then she makes the bracha. And then she uncovers the eyes and she says, Shabbat Shalom, Good Shabbos, whatever it is. What's the purpose of that? Because by covering the eyes, when she's making the bracha, it's halachically considered, the candles are not here. The whole purpose of the candles is to benefit from it. So the woman lights the candles, but she still wants to make a bracha before she does the mitzvah. But again, here you can't make a bracha before the mitzvah, because once you make a bracha, you can't light the candles at Shabbos. So what does the woman do? She lights the candles. She's not accepting Shabbos yet. She covers her eyes. Okay, she makes the bracha. So because the candles are not here, it's halachically as if she made the bracha before lighting the candles, and then she uncovers her eyes, and then it becomes Shabbos. In fact, there's an interesting question in halacha. It's a machlokes in halacha. When does the woman accept Shabbos? When she finishes all the candles, or only when she makes the bracha afterwards? There is one opinion in halacha that says that as soon as she finishes lighting all the candles, she should light 7 candles, 5 candles, whatever. When she finishes lighting the candles, then she accepts Shabbos. So according to that, it says in halacha, you shouldn't blow out the match. She should just put it down, because then she's not extinguishing the fire. But many poskim rely on many people rely on the halacha that she really accepts Shabbos when she makes the bracha. But most people they accept Shabbos when they make the bracha, so they can even extinguish the fire, and then they can make the bracha. Or they could do something else if they want to make it much easier. They light 1 candle with the match, put out the match, because they didn't finish lighting all the candles. Then from 1 candle, you light all the other candles. Shabbos candles, you can light 1 candle from the next. Hanukkah, you can't. But Shabbos, you can light 1 candle, all the candles from 1. So many women, they'll light a few candles, let's say with the match, put out the match, but they're not finished lighting it. Then they'll light the candles, so then you're not extinguishing anything when you finish lighting all candles. But either way a person does it, it's fine. But
if you use a lighter, then there's an option of just not.
Right, so then if you're using a lighter, so then, again, if you want to be machmir.
If you're moving the candle, then you're stuck with a candle that floats in your hand.
Yeah, but it's better than extinguishing the fire. No, but it's not the same. It's not the same. And by the way, even when you light the candle, until you put down the candle back in the holder, you didn't accept Shabbos. You're still part of the lighting process.
The same thing with the match on the lighter.
I'm saying the Alter Rebbe is machmir, they should just put down the match. Whatever. So that's the thing with the lightings. Now, so one last thing. So the question is, Yom Tif, what do you do? Yom Tif, you're allowed to light candles. So l'chayr on Yom Tif, you should have a lit candle, make the bracha, and then light the candles. Because then you're doing the bracha before the candle light, and that you could do. So many people tak on Yom Tov do that. But in Shulchan Aruch, the Alter Rebbe writes, and a lot of other poskim, Kitzur also says, that even on Yom Tov, you do it the same way like Shabbos, not to differentiate between one candle lighting and the next. But halachically, many people, Yom Tov, they'll light the candle, okay, and then they'll make the bracha, and then they'll light all the other candles, because they didn't accept Shabbos yet. Anybody saying Kaddish? Nope.